Ahoy.
Ahoy.
Welcome to day 374 of the what's now 2024 Cricket World Cup.
It was 2028 last night, wasn't it?
So fuck knows, mate. It's like we're in kind of an oblivion of death by cricket.
No.
Another close one. Oh, no, that's right. It wasn't. We've had the two close ones for the tournament. Maybe that's it. So, yeah, Pakistan battered Bangladesh.
Yes. Yeah. There isn't a battering on Super Brew, though, is there? No such thing.
Well, no, it was classed as a comfortable, wasn't it? Which, because Babar Azam can't score a run, basically, I think they sent him out hoping he was going to have a net. And he didn't.
Nice fours.
Sorry?
I think he hit a couple of nice fours from them.
Well, only hit one.
I remember seeing him. Yeah, glorious, though. So extra cover.
To be fair, a lot of England's bads have hit some glorious shots.
True. True story.
But yes, we seem to be back into the... Like, we've had the two games that were ridiculous games of cricket, and we seem to now be back into the one side just completely outplays the other. Oh,
we can hope so. Tomorrow might we'll come on to that in a little bit. But I mean, having won the toss, you would say that Bangladesh, having said we'll have a bat, would have been disappointed to be none for one, 6 for 2, and 23 for 3, wouldn't you?
I mean, it's not a great start. I think a lot's bit...
I mean, that's not a great start you can put in, let alone chosen to bat.
No, that's true. I think a lot's been made of this toss situation that's actually completely irrelevant. I think what we're witnessing is the World Cup of overthinking.
Yes.
Where rather than just concentrating on playing good cricket, sides are completely flummoxing themselves in stats or is there due, isn't there due. Well, it didn't matter about the due today because, I mean, they finished while it was still daylight. So, I mean, it's lasted, less than 80 overs, which even if they're starting at whatever time they're starting at, it's still not going to be exactly the dew coming down, is it? So, like, I just think, just play good cricket. We've seen that it doesn't matter batting first, bowling first. The sides that have won have been the sides that played the best cricket. You wouldn't say that dew or anything else has particularly been a factor. If the pitch has been too paced, it's been too paced all the way through. If the pitch has been quick, it's been good and bouncy, it's been good and bouncy all the way through. If it's spun, it's spun. Right?
There was a theory, though, that Pakistan tried to put the foot down a little bit in terms of net run rate.
Well, and you can't really blame them for doing that when they've got to a position of being 130-ish for one, they're 128 and they lost their first wicket. You're kind of going to go, like I say, other than Babar Azam trying to have like a 3-over net, like they're going to, aren't they? At the end of the day, that could be viable for them. Run rate could be a big thing for them. Obviously, they've still got to play Australia, win that game. They'll be tied on points. The run rate then becomes a thing. They've also got to play England, so they've got to be backing themselves to go at least up 3, maybe 4 runs an over in that game. So
could England then ruin Australia's World Cup?
What about purposefully getting battered by Pakistan? I don't think they'll have to really try hard to get battered.
Well, I'm just thinking, if Pakistan beat Australia and we beat Australia, and then we, in inverted commas, let Pakistan beat us, that would be perfect.
Well, it would also mean that we don't then qualify for the Champions Trophy. So,
but we're not champions of anything other than being terrible. So we don't deserve to be there, frankly, at the minute anyway.
Well, we are currently the only people that are champions in the white ball thing. I mean, yes, we're not going to be any longer, but
when this tournament is in 19 months and 3 weeks, then we will know
just before that Champions Trophy starts.
Yes.
In fact, I think that's what they've done. They've just decided to create like an annual World Cup. So it just keeps rolling on.
Yeah, a bit different.
Yeah. I've never got the Champions Trophy.
On England, by the way, I know we don't want to keep harping on about England, but I had a very interesting conversation with a coach from a first-class county on yesterday. Shares the same surname as a famous Australian called David who liked to drink. Anyway, not Warner. No, not Warner. No. And so I asked him his thoughts on the England situation, and he said, whatever Owen Morgan said, basically, listen to that. That gives you all of the answers. That bloke knows everything.
Well,
so the fact that he's even come out and said that would suggest that there are. I don't think his view was that Owen Morgan would not say something for the sake of saying it, and that he must have information that maybe there is something going on indoors.
I think he's got alliances to certain people within the makeup of the England team at the minute. Obviously, he's not technically involved. You saw from what Matthew Mott said the other day that he is still in contact and should be consulted. I don't know if that's the right thing to say, but he's certainly in the ear of certain people within the England camp, and it's rightly or wrongly, he should be. But he's also got a bit of a job to do, so he's never going to throw his mates under the bus. And at the end of the day, we all know who his mates are in that lot. He has got no real.
Him and David Williams was tight.
Yeah, really tight, along with Alex Hales. No, but at the end of the day, he has got no allegiances or alliances with Matthew Mott. So I think he probably has got a bit more. Well, he's got an ear to the ground better than most people on the planet, and he's probably just saying what everyone else is saying, but justifying it really. And we've said it. Other Sky commentators have said it. Journalists have been saying it. Pundits all over the place have been saying it. I don't think it's exactly a rocket science piece of journalism to come up with the fact that to go from playing the way we were to playing the way we are, something's gone off. Like you say, it doesn't you don't just lose the fact that all 14 members of the squad are bang out of form all at once. Well, 13 members, Davin Ryan, you'd say he's arguably in some kind of form. But that just doesn't happen. Like, you don't have probably one of the best white ball players the country's ever produced, looking in Ben Stokes, looking as frazzled as he did at the crease the other day, without something. I mean, this guy's played ridiculous innings. Like he is at the peak of his power, certainly when it comes to the bat at the minute. And he looked completely the way he got out was just astounding. But I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and, I said the other day, I'm not going to sit here and call for Matthew Mott to be sacked. I don't agree with that kind of thing. One thing I will say is, like we said when we were talking about the captain and the coach situation, when the whole Joe Root thing and all that kind of stuff came out, and why the Brandon McCullum Ben Stokes thing works really well. I think that relationship, it doesn't matter who they are, you've got to be coming out from the same point of view. It's the same reason why Duncan Fletcher and Nasser Hussain, and then Duncan Fletcher and Michael Vaughan had the same things, and Andrew Strauss and Andy Flower had very much the same way of looking at things, and that's how it is. Whether there's a disconnect from that point of view in how they want to play the cricket, or how they run the team, or how they pick players, or whatever it might be. I mean, at the end of the day, you can't play the way England have done in this World Cup and not expect questions to be asked.
Okay, so in that situation, if there is a disconnect between captain and coach, who has ultimate say?
Well, I know who I think it should be, and that's because the first person that's going to get sacked is the coach. So if I'm the coach in that situation and I'm dying on my sword, I'm saying, no, mate, and if necessary as the coach, I'm going to want a new captain. Because you have that power as the coach. You should have that power as the coach. Now, we all know what's gone off behind the scenes and why we all thought Matthew Mott was a little bit of an odd choice, in that has he got that same level of clout with the people not only below him but also above him? Rob Key is very friendly, and this isn't me having a dip at anyone, it's me just saying what I think might have happened. Is that where the buck stops in this tournament? Yes, it will be. But does he have the clout to go and go, sorry, Josh, you're not the captain? there was a report come out the other day, and I think it was complete hogwash that people want Joe Root to be captain. There's certain players in the squad that want Joe Root to be captain and all this kind of stuff. And it's at the end of the day, while there's these rumours come flying out, there's going to be questions asked. And
you would expect that, wouldn't you, based on what we know and the amount of time that Joss has been around the England setup, that he would certainly garner more support from the squad you would expect than Matthew Mott. So that would seem like
100%, and that's
so maybe that is you hear about not to liken it to football again, but manager loses the dressing room and they all start to not try quite as hard, because they know that the first person who is going to die by the sword is going to be the manager. Could that be
You could be, and at no stage of, I think, either me or you saying that we think either of these is happening. Like,
no, hypothesizing.
Yeah, that's the word I was trying to get out earlier that I couldn't think of. Ironic.
Hypothesizing.
Yeah. I was hypothesizing about the word hypothesizing and couldn't hypothesize it. But no, there's obviously, well, it seems obvious to me that there is something going on. They're not all, all that top seven, all the seven batters haven't suddenly gone, well, no, we're crap. It don't work like that. But one thing I wanted to speak to you, and like I said, we don't talk about England. We've just done about 8 minutes on them. Who do you think, like the form side, obviously Pakistan bowling attack is now flying. Shaheen Shah Afridi, he's having, although he took wickets at the start of the tournament, he wasn't necessarily bowling the best. He's now bowling very, very well, leading wicket taker in the tournament. Haris Rauf coming back looking very good. Thingy Mohammed is now looking very, very good. But Wasim Mohammed, is looking very, very good. Mohammed Wasim, I don't quite know which way round he likes to be called it, but now looking very, very good. Their spinners are starting to bowl well. Right? Would you say they're one of the forms? Whereas New Zealand, for example, won the first 4, lost the last 2. Who would you say? I mean, does that change your thoughts on who's going to win what in semi-finals? Who's going to get through?
I think it's a bit harsh to say that New Zealand lost. Of course they lost the last game, but to get 383 chasing for 8, they're certainly not. They've not run out of form. Pakistan are starting good. I think the Aussies are looking dangerously good. It'll be interesting to see how Travis Head goes tomorrow.
He looked terrible the other day, didn't he?
Well, no, but so Imam Ul-Haq, who's actually gone all right throughout the tournament, he's got out to the short ball a couple of times, but then gets dropped, and Fakhar Zaman comes in and blazes 81 from 74 with 7 6s and 3 4s today. But I know that's not answering your question, and it was completely off the subject. But look, I can't see anything past India. I just can't. I think India will not lose again in the tournament. I think they will win it. And I agree with you a couple of nights ago. By the way, how drunk were we having listened back?
No,
and then we ended up.
Oh yeah, we were very drunk after that.
More, after that, I think the top 4, as you said a couple of nights ago, are the top 4. I can't really see that changing. I think Pakistan will have a decent run at it, but I can't see anybody now breaking into it. I think that the class of those 4 sides will remain. I'm really looking forward to tomorrow's game. I think it'll be a good game. I am expecting South Africa to just edge it, although I think it'll be tight. Although New Zealand will be hungry to come out and avenge the loss that they had against the Aussies a couple of days back. So, I'm still pretty set. I think you.
I think tomorrow's a massive game. I think if New Zealand lose another close one, people start asking questions, rightly or wrongly. But it's all of a sudden. I mean, if we look at the table tomorrow, I mean that'll send New Zealand 8 points, 2 points in front of Pakistan. Obviously, Australia will then have a game in hand if they don't win. I think if New Zealand win, it's then very set. I just think Pakistan are playing some good cricket at the minute. And yes, they've only got 2 games left, which is Australia and England. Two big games, you'd say. Yeah, I think Pakistan have got to come out and win them both comfortably to stand a chance, because I think if they beat Australia, I think Australia will probably win their other 2. Although is one of them South Africa? Is Australia South Africa a game that's coming up? Do we need to have a look at some kind of fixtures in this?
While you're having a look at the fixtures, I think tomorrow very much kind of depends on what kind of pitch is prepared. Because I think if it's going to turn, I think South Africa have got two world-class spinners in Shamsi and Maharaj. I think Santa's a world-class spinner. But I think, fair enough, Glenn Phillips has bowled very well the other day, 337 off 10. How likely is he to repeat that? I don't think he's going to bowl at that level, certainly to, Clarkson and Miller, people like that. And I think the New Zealand have only got one world-class spinner. Ravindra, as well as he's done with the bat, hasn't done anywhere near as well with the ball. So I think if it's going to be a bit tacky and it's going to turn a bit more, I think that South Africa very much feel.
Do you not think New Zealand might, because they've obviously had an injury, Matt Henry's still not quite fit enough, Lockie Ferguson out the other day, you think they might go with Sodhi as an additional spinner and just go with Bolt and who's their other seamer?
Well, if Henry and Ferguson are out, there's no Southey, remember? Southey's still.
Oh, no, Henry's. Let's have a look at their side the other day. I mean, we sounded like
Henry played.
So it
was Ferguson who.
Ferguson. So will they just go with Bolt and Henry? And then seamer overs from Neesham, but then go 4 spinners?
4 spinners?
Yeah, if you Sodhi, Santner, Phillips, and Ravindra.
Ravindra, possibly. I mean, we will find out tomorrow, won't we? But it's a good point. It's a good point because Sodhi's not yet bowled in this World Cup, has he?
No, I mean, he was the best. He was number 1 T20 bowler in the world for a while, wasn't he? To be fair, Australia have got England next on Saturday. They've then got Afghanistan and then Pakistan.
Right.
So
you would see them as winning all 3. Right.
Bangladesh. Sorry, they played Bangladesh last game.
Right. Well, still,
I think we've got the fixtures awfully around the neck. But yeah.
But so no, we shall see.
Right.
So yes, we should call this to a close. And so easy win today for Pakistan by 7 wickets, chasing down 205 for 3. Bangladesh having won the toss and elected to bat. Not really been the greatest tournament for Bangladesh. You called it. You said they'd be the Whipping Boys, but unfortunately, they're just one better than the current Whipping Boys. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. Johnno and Robbo signing off for another night. I will be back with Eugene tomorrow evening. Until then, lots of love. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you soon.
Take care. Love you. Bye.